to do a YouTube video about how to rush Area 51. Let's get right in it. So obviously, in 20th of September 2019, everyone tried to rush Area 51, but it failed miserably. So this is a step-by-step tutorial guide to how actually rush any military base in the world, or more specifically Area 51. So the first thing that we want to do is squeeze the enemy from all sides. Now, originally, over about 4 million people was planned to actually said they would attend or somewhat attend to Area 51. Now, this is where things get crazy. 4 million people versus the United States of America's military, which is only like 2 million or 3 million or something. So that means if everybody brought like their assault rifle, shotgun or pistol with them, then basically they've got a rebellion. Now the first thing to do is basically I'm going to do this. I'm going to go into pen mode now. So I'm not going to go to pen mode. Hello, yes. Well, I didn't know I can put on my face. So what we want to do is can I make this bigger? No. So what I'm going to do over here is basically simply draw a line around Area 51 where we will rush it around. So basically we add this cocoon around it. Or this. So basically we rush people from all the mountains and basically everywhere. But we can't go too close because it will censor all the guards. And the guards could be like, get the frick up my land, boy! So that wouldn't be too good, wouldn't it? So what we want to do is simply make a border or a rush border all around Area 51. So as you can see, this is where all the 4 million people that was estimated to arrive stand around Area 51. The reason why I've left out this northern region is because this is where the things get special now. Because over here, there's a lot of straight roads. There's a lot of roads that can basically go on miles and miles and miles without ending or turning. Excuse me. Okay, hold on. So this basically means aircraft can basically lift off from basically anywhere and go over the very, 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 very high mountains to go and rush Area 51. Basically fly over the airport and drop and shoot the people. And basically shoot aircrafts and stuff on the ground to stop the Air Force from getting airborne to shoot down the aircraft. Now, a reason why I say over the hills and nowhere else, basically meaning in these directions, basically meaning over the mountains, which are basically mean over the mountains starting from here to here and then to basically here. So basically, the reason why I say around the mountain region is because as airplanes are coming in from the mountain region, as I'm going to demonstrate with this pen, as the aircrafts come from the mountain region, it's going to be pretty difficult if they're flying very, very close to the mountains to shoot them down because there's a lot of mountains here. They can use this, unfortunately, to their advantage, and they can slowly but ever so surely make it to Area 51. And shoot aircrafts and stuff to stop the Air Force from actually going to actually try to fight you, which is what you want, of course. So let's just say it all goes to plan. Let me activate my pen. Let's just say it all goes to well. You got your army. Anyway, so about the air superiority. When the air superiority come in from the mountain ranges, which are very, very hard to shoot down, they can continue the rush around Area 51, surround it, and stop any aircraft from lifting off by shooting them while they're on the ground or shooting them in the air. Meanwhile, everybody on the ground, which pretty much circles the whole thing, suddenly activate rush mode, and they all begin to encircle the base, one by one, until the base is overrun. And when the base is finally overrun, the soldiers will obviously try to fight back, but the air superiority of the aircrafts are also coming in to aid weapons, gun, and ammunition is kind of running to a close. And as the aircrafts come and prepare for landing on the runway, you know it's game over. So this is how you do a proper rush of Area 51. Basically, simplify it. You circle the whole entire base, mainly in the mountain regions. Then you slowly begin to rush. Aircraft from a couple of miles away are sent to begin to go. Small aircraft, private aircrafts, are sent to fly over Area 51 and carry guns. Meanwhile, everyone else on the ground begins to rush them. As they begin to rush them, the guns and stuff shoot or threaten the soldiers. And then as the wave of aircraft begin to slowly become in, eventually, basically everything is going to come to a close in a minute. Eventually it's going to be overrun. If I can actually change the colour of my pencil, and eventually the airport's going to be overrun from the stress of the aircraft coming in, and the ground troops also being aided from all 360-degree angles. Then yes, then Area 51 might have to surrender. We don't even need to do anything. We just need to cripple them. We need to threaten them, cripple them, and stop them from killing us. And once we do that, we got Area 51's hours to explore, as far as we know. But if it don't work and the rush goes horribly wrong, then we need to retreat immediately. The aircraft can swoop around and go back over the mountains, or go back over the mountains and then in the mountains and then go away, while the people have to go. Well, it's best to run to the nearest mountains. It's best to escape to the nearest mountains and then go on from there. The red represents where the airplane will go, and the blue represents where the people would go. The people will go on the mountain and leg away. People will go on the mountain and then leg away. For the people who are going this way and this way, you need to run as fast as you can before the soldiers shoot you down. The most reasonable path for those kind of people would be going this way, and also going this way is the most reasonable paths. So that's how you successfully retreat Area 51 and go in Area 51. Or, more of a crazy method, you encircle it with aircrafts. First, so the Area 51 is confused, you encircle it around with aircraft, and then the people are waiting in this sphere between the aircraft and the thing. So where Area 51 is focusing on the aircraft, mainly focused on the aircraft, they don't notice the humongous charge of people that is slowly actually getting closer to them. As you can see. Eventually, they all congregate in this region where the aircrafts begin to actually read our route and turn a bit earlier as well. And there we go, we have circled Area 51. you have the two choices, to fight back or surrender. If they surrender, we get the base and we can explore around, challenge the surface. But if we fail, then we're screwed. If the fail begin to shoot back, the aircraft has to retreat in the mountains or just in any direction. The people, on the other hand, unfortunately have to try to escape via this mountain, or these mountains, as I explained earlier. And if the Air Force comes in from nearby air bases or the military is called and the aircraft begins to draw around all around the area, then we have a real problem incoming. Because our aircraft, which will be represented in green, will be trying to flee the areas, but they have waves of certain aircraft coming towards them to combat them. And while also the people who will be marking the blue are trying to retreat, it will be absolutely disastrous. Basically, people will die and people will suffer. The people who do manage to escape will be injured, wounded, and probably very exhausted from the wreck. The aircraft that survive might endure damage. Right, people, please guys, let's look at the next video. Next videos.